Hey, it's Chris, and in this video we're going to talk about the real quality issues that Nike are starting to have with their Vaporfly running shoes. So the Vaporflies were introduced as some of the early kind of super shoes with the carbon plating that was really accelerating things. And from the minute I put the Vaporfly ones on, I went faster, and I love the shoe. And the one is still a great shoe. I got 917 kilometers out of my first pair, and then I got another pair of the ones, which are these. These have done over 1,000 kilometers and they're still going. I've got the elastic laces in them, which probably makes it a bit easier, but I've used these over 1,000 kilometers now and they're still going and they're still good. There were a couple of issues I found with the ones. They weren't quite as comfortable and the laces kept coming undone. And so when the two came out, I was like super excited about this because they fixed the laces, they fixed the comfort issue, and they really came out with a great shoe. And my first pair of twos didn't quite get to 1,000 kilometers, so 848 kilometers in the Model 2s broke, which was a little disappointing because Nike does sell these shoes explicitly as being as durable. They talk about in the product description without compromising durability. I know sometimes people use the term race shoes, but that's really about how much return of energy you get from the foam. It doesn't say anything about durability. So I'd expect these shoes to last at least 1,000 kilometers, like I would hold any other shoe to that standard. And so I moved on to the Vaporfly 2s. First ones came in 848 before they broke, but the second ones, which was these unfortunately only made it to 376 kilometers, and now you might be able to see they've ripped there. There's a little hole there. I'll just wiggle my finger through. So they've ripped on the inside, just where the upper is attached to the sole. That was really frustrating because that's how the twos, my first pair of Vaporfly 2s, died as well. So there's clearly a weakness there. And I was really disappointed because this was a shoe I love, but it's so expensive, and to die at less than 400 kilometers just didn't really cut it. So I asked Nike about this, like, is this a defect or what's going on? And they haven't got they haven't responded. Well, they've responded just to say we're looking into it, but I submitted that in February. I then chased them up again in May, and it's now September in the time of filming. So they've had 7 months to allegedly look at this, and they're just not doing anything about it, which is really frustrating. But given that both shoes failed in the same place, I think that there's a clear defect there, and I've given Nike the chance to fix it, and they haven't. So that's frustrating. Then we're now onto the Vaporfly 3s, and these have been an absolute disaster. So this pair I have only run 236 kilometers in, again explicitly sold as being as durable as any, without compromising durability, and yet they've ripped here in, if you can see that, the kind of rubbery foamy stuff where that's attached has just split, and like otherwise there's a bit of wear here, which is fine and normal, but the foam splitting really shouldn't be happening. I've raised this with the shop that I bought them for. They're being quite evasive. They said that, well, that's just normal wear and tear, but shoes definitely shouldn't be falling apart and the foam shouldn't be splitting after 236 kilometers. So again, this is just really frustrating because this is a pair of shoes I have loved and run in for 3 years now. Like, this is my 5th pair of Vaporflies, and the first two were great. The second one was okay. The third one, a bit of a disaster, didn't even get to 400 kilometers. And now this one, 236 kilometers, and it's already fallen apart. And Nike don't seem that bothered. They don't seem to care, which is frustrating. So unfortunately, I've had to say goodbye to Nike. I'm still pursuing getting a refund from Nike on that one because it's just not acceptable to be paying that kind of money That's like paying more than £1 a kilometre, which is ridiculous. So I am now on the Saucony Endorphin Pro. I've only just started running in these, so if these fall apart after 100 kilometers, maybe there'll be another video for me saying actually all super shoes are just terrible. But that's the frustration I have, that I had such love for the Vaporflies, but the quality issues are getting worse over time. They're not getting better, and that's really frustrating from Nike, I think. So that's where we are with the Vaporflies. If you found this video helpful, then please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more running and triathlon reviews, then hit that subscribe button, because that's what my channel is all about. And I would love to see you in another video.